And St. Louis is ready to welcome back the St. Louis African Arts Festival for the 32nd year. I am joined today by Jason McNairy, the festival chairman for this year's festival. Jason, thank you for joining us.
No problem. Thank you for having us here.
What a task you have before you. I'm sure folks want to know, what can they expect this year? Different, greater, bigger, brighter than ever before?
Well, definitely, that is a mission of ours, to go bigger and bolder every year, to be more inclusive, to bring in more people, bring in more activities, bring in more groups, bring in more music, bring in more food, bring in more artists. More vendors. We have 90 plus vendors from all over the country. We have an assortment of different foods from basically the continent of Africa and the Caribbean that people can come and try, but we also have traditional foods like hot dogs and hamburgers and stuff like that, just in case kids are picky and they don't want to eat.
Well, of course. Well, we're talking a lot about more.
Yeah.
Let's introduce the St. Louis African Arts Festival for those who don't know. We're doing more of everything, but where did it start and what are some of the successes?
Well, it started 32 years ago, I believe. I've been a part of the festival. This is going on my 14th year.
You keep coming back?
I keep coming back. They keep reeling me in. But no, seriously, it's a great opportunity to be there. It's a great chance to get out, see the community and everything else. But it started 32 years ago. I believe it started at Washington University in conjunction with Washington University. One of our founders, Cynthia Cosby, was the originator of the festival, and it has taken a lot of different shapes over the years, but for the last, I want to say, 19 years, we've been at the World's Fair Pavilion in Forest Park, rocking and rolling every Memorial Day.
For sure. Well, it's become tradition.
Yes.
What do you think Cynthia would say now, how things have evolved from the original vision?
I think she would say that it has grown substantially. She loves the festival itself. Probably from my standpoint, I probably give her a headache now and then. But I love her to death.
Yes,
and
yes.
And I know it's the feeling is the same. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, the festival grows every year, and we push it to the limit. We try our best to stay within budget. I try my best to stay within budget.
But you have a mission.
Yeah.
And so what is the mission and the goal exactly? You want people to come out and experience African culture, learn more about the diaspora. What else? Tell me a little bit more about the heart of the St. Louis African Arts Festival.
Well, the heart of the festival is our parent organization called the African Heritage Association.
Okay.
And their goal, and which comes down to us, is basically to widen and to teach people about the African diaspora.
Sure.
So that would include the continent of Africa, Caribbean, Latin America, but mostly is focused driven on the continent of Africa. And kind of just helping people get back and learning about the continent itself, roots, where we all came from, in some shape, form, or fashion, and learning about the food, the culture, the clothing, and not just what you see on television.
Sure.
Because what you see on television in the movies isn't
except for this.
Except for this.
This is real.
But you don't necessarily get a true depiction of what the continent of Africa is and all the different flavors that it brings.
How are you able to bring about that awareness and teach? What are some of the ways that you're able to do that?
Well, during the year, we have a few programs that we try to initiate through some of our partners. The St. Louis History Museum, the St. Louis Art Museum. We have some school-age programs where we have a couple of our, I would say, like our festival chair people, committee people that kind of go out and they do activities with school-age children. And that part of our organization is, I can say, still in its infancy. We are pushing, we are growing. A couple of years ago, we've had a big, concert. We brought a group called Soweto, which was a big gospel.
It's a big deal.
Group that was from the continent of Africa. We had it at the University of Missouri St. Louis, which was a huge success. And those are the kinds of things that we are looking to just broaden people's knowledge. Not necessarily to tell people what to think, but it's just like, hey, this is what you can experience when you come.
Here are some of the things
Yeah.
that you're missing by not being there, right?
Exactly.
That you're bringing to our city. So in
Yes.
17 years, what are a couple of key things that you learned along the way that will stay with you and that you want other people to really understand about our continent of Africa?
It is a tough, it's a tough road. There is a lot of opportunity and a lot of things that people can learn just by going there. I believe years ago there were the organization, through the help of Washington University, they actually had annual trips where they actually went to Africa. Since then, they haven't done one, I would probably say in like the last maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But that's always an opportunity for people to kind of, a part of our committee, part of our chair, board, and people can kind of latch on and be able to go to that as well. So,
Oh, what have you been made aware of in your history about yourself?
oh man, where can I start?
Right?
I think for myself, just in terms of what I've learned is just the spirit of a lot of that stuff. A lot of African culture is in pretty much all of us. We fight every day to kind of just get ahead and to make and we kind of just move past all of the obstacles that are in front of us. And we kind of relate all of those things to a lot of stuff that's happening in the festival now. So
cool.
we trying to encourage young people to be a part of the festival. And we get them out there. We try to get a lot of the health community organizations out there so that people can learn more about their health, their wellness. We have educational programs. You know, educating your mind is always an important, doesn't matter what age you are. It's always an opportunity to push forward, learn more. Doesn't matter if you're 10, doesn't matter if you're 90. You can always learn more. So
For sure. Where are you finding the artists that will be participating?
majority of the artists are local.
Oh, good.
So we get a lot of local artists from St. Louis, which is a great thing because they are kind of in pulse. They have a pulse to the city. They know what people want to hear. They know what people like. And we kind of trust them to kind of do their thing, and we don't really interfere too much with that. So we have a main stage performing chair, and he's been doing this probably about, I would say, 32 years.
Oh,
So
wow.
he really pretty much knows what to do, how to do it. My job really is I stay out of his way and just let him do his thing.
So here I was giving you all this credit for doing stuff.
Well,
You had sweat on your brow as though.
I think being a good leader is knowing when to
That's it.
when to engage and when to
That's right.
let people do what they do best.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, do us a favor and take us on a bit of a imaginary tour of what people can expect when they come out.
The biggest thing you're probably going to experience before you even get to the festival is two things. You're going to hear the music. You're going to hear the drums. We have a lot of drums.
Yes.
Drums playing, drum beats all
That
day.
will be calling our spirit.
Calling
I'm
your
sure.
spirit,
And the
calling
rest,
from your ancestors
That's
to come
it,
out to the
that's it.
festival. And then as you get closer, the food.
That's
You're gonna
it.
smell the food.
Draw us in.
And that's gonna get you in. And once you come in there, we have, like I said, we have 90 plus vendors from all over the country selling everything from head wraps,
Yes,
scarves.
yes.
We have books and education. We have children's activities, and then, like I said, we also have other things: health village, health screenings, and face painting for the kids if they
So
want that
once
done.
we get in,
So once you're in,
the rest will unfold.
once you're in, my goal is to keep you there.
There it is.
all day.
It sounds like you'll have everything we need. Jason McNairy, thank you for joining us and telling us more. Jason McNairy is telling us more about the St. Louis African Arts Festival that is happening on May 27th through the 29th at the World's Fair Pavilion in Forest Park. 32 great years. It's the 32nd annual, and you don't want to miss. More information at 314-325-2291. That's 314-325-2291, or visit stlafricanartsfest.com. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you.
Stay with us. There's more with STL TV when we come back.